Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. And we're doing something really crazy, or crazier than normal for me. Um, we're going to pick up the Wargame room and pick up the Battle of North Point. So, gotta let everyone know, thank you very much for watching my channel. We sent $115 to CSS News Museum in Kinston, North Carolina. That's to go to help with their homeschool program. And just to thank all of you for my craziness and everything else on my wargaming channel. So I'm going to pick this table up and we're going to come back to you in a minute. We're going to do a basement chit chat time. All right. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. But we're going to pick up figures. I got to say, the War of 1812 game was a lot of fun. I was, I had a few hiccups on it, but for the most part, it was a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed it, and it was neat using these figures I bought from Mike Priest, famous author and historian of Antietam. So this is what I have planned. We are going to finish flocking the last of those new Zulus, and I'm thinking of, believe it or not, I'm thinking of flocking all the dervishes and fuzzy wuzzies in 54 millimeter scale I have. So, which will be quite the chore indeed. Now, as far as my British, I've got them put away. I'm really happy, by the way, with these bases for these figures. All right, so that's one War of 1812 army put away, and you can't see it, but organizing the wargame room has really been amazing. I can find pretty much anything I'm looking for now. It's not a mass hodgepodge of stuff. So, and it was really getting carried away. So right now, we'll get the rest of this table cleaned off, and I had somebody in Australia say I should just let the camera go sometimes because they are often painting figures while I babble. So, I don't even know if anyone will watch this video. We're just going to call it a Bill Babble video as I pick up the Battle of North Point. So I hope those of you that watched this video, you enjoyed it and it wasn't too boring. I will say I had the morale rules a little off. I did not have the one unit put on the table, the dragoons, and I forgot a hill. But, we got through it. And I will say it was fun, but it would have been better with the chuckleheads, with Kieran O'Hanson, Mr. Kevin, Walt Leach, the great one, Mike Kennedy, Joseph, and of course Derek. Wargaming with the fellas is always the best. So, It's a interesting wargaming with the chuckleheads. Sometimes our battering gets a little funny at times, but it's all in good fun, and all the guys are very good friends. So very happy with how this Battle of North Point came along, and picking everything up, and I know right where everything goes. It was a fantastic. Now, it took me over a week to get everything organized, but boy, now that I have it labeled and set up, it really is cool. I will say that. And I don't know how organized your war game rooms are. I know that Walt's is incredible, but maybe not everyone has a wargaming room quite as perfect as Walt Leach. But mine's coming along. I know when Kevin saw it for the first time last year or two, he said it should be, he wanted to get a flamethrower. Well, everyone, I need to do some reworking of figures. I'm too tired to flock all the Zulus, but we're going to get out the boxers, the fuzzy wuzzies, and dervishes, and we'll work on them a bit. Also, I'm trying to, I'll be home for the next 3 weeks, and that is my next project. I'm also going to do a measurement and see if I can't go from there all the way around and make the table 10 feet long with 1.5 feet, 2 feet on each side. But right now, for your crazy watching enjoyment, and if you're watching this, that is, we're going to bring out figures that need to be placed on bases. That's right. So here we have the boars. And you see the boars? So the Kipling comb. So there's the boars. These are mostly BMC figures painted up to look like boars. And we're going to get them mounted 3 figures to a base. And then we have what do we have next? We have the Egyptians and Sudanese, and British 1898 in their khaki uniforms. What do we have next in our, well, we got a lot. So we have our British, Egyptian, and Arab Bedouin cavalry. We have our Fuzzy Wuzzies. And though it's hardly fair and all the odds against you, Fuzzy Wuzz, you broke the bloody square. So there's our Fuzzy Wuzzies. Well, what do we have next? We have our dervish. Our dervish, and there they are. The dervish also can fight the legionnaires. Who's next, you say? Well, let's see who we have here. One hell of a lot of boxers. Righteous Harmonious Fists, and I bet there's more in there than you can imagine. So, this is the entire Colonial War army that's not been based yet. What do we have next that you wonder? The Legion. And then the Japanese and Russians. I'm going to leave the Legion singles because they man a fort. And then what do we have next in our Colonial War? We have Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. And what do we have next for our Colonial War era? My goodness. We have as I dig things out of the organized areas, we have the Spanish for San Juan Hill. All right. So we got one heck of a lot of tubs of Colonial War era figures. Now I feel overwhelmed. I'm going to pause the camera. All right, welcome back. Well, as we know, I just went over, we have all these tubs to base. And the reason I'm doing that is because I am finding having them based, I'm using my figures a lot more. So, I'm going to start with the boars. And so everyone, let's get our camera situated. This is live action gluing world here. And sort of, now, there we go. So we're mounting our boars. These are BMCs modified conversions. So, and they'll need to be flocked, but we're using E6000 and so get a little bit of E6000 on our figure, run a little bit along our base, and so we have Colonial troops. So tonight, for those of you that feel like just listening to me babble, we are going to talk about the Colonial Wars, Queen Victoria's Little Wars. So right now we're working on boars. And so the boars, and it's amazing how many people don't know anything about the Boer War. When you think about it, I guess unless you're from Great Britain or Australia with Breaker Morant. So I'm gonna put him out there. There's get the last of these mounted figures out here just so I can see where I'm at. And I made these a long time ago, a very long time ago. We have our boars from the Breaker Morant world. And I think this is the one that carries the dynamite sticks. Oh gosh. Sorry about that, everybody. I hit the camera. So, who do you think was the most feared of all the colonial adversaries that Great Britain had to face? I mean, you have the Zulus, the Pathan, the Burmese, the Fuzzy Wuzzies, Dervishes, Bedouins. So, boxers. Larry Brom and his Sword in the Flame rules set. That sure did a lot for miniature wargaming in the colonial era. That's for sure. And boy, I did the poll on wargaming rules, and his rules have been, yeah, I was amazed how many people still rank his rules right up there. So we're getting our boars mounted. The dismounts are single bores. I'm going with 3 figures to a base. Figure in there at skirmish level. Open order. And these are mostly BMC, Spanish or U.S. Marines from the BMC kits. And so when I want to do a Boer War game, they'll be easily obtained. And I'm just zipping along. Now, it's quite surprising how Great Britain was having an issue fighting the Boers. But with their guerrilla tactics and all, made it quite difficult. And also the ground. So they're sort of like a Vietnam almost, in a way. And as I plug along, it's quite interesting how Queen Victoria and the Empire, the sun never sets type of thing, how our all these different adversaries. I don't know. The Zulus were pretty rough. I think the boxers were not as, I'm not saying the boxers weren't fierce, but they weren't quite led. They were really peasants with, wouldn't you say they were pretty much peasants with farming implements for the most part? And so we are gluing away. Let me check my camera angle. The Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, we have one for machine gun. So I need to leave one more figure there and there. So we have a machine gun crew, and then 3 and 3. Put another figure there. And this is it for the boars. Not bad. We're going to put that boar there. And all right. Put the cap on the glue. So the boars knocked, what is it? The boars knocked us silly at a mile. All right. So that's the boars. They are completed. Let's pause the camera. Okay, everyone. This is the goofiest video ever. I really don't get a lot of views in it, but it was suggested by a person in Australia. And I said, what the heck? And so, what are we working on next? How about some fuzzy wuzzies? So we fought with many men across the seas. Some were brave and some were not. The Tan, the Zulu, and Burmese, but the fuzzy wuzzy was the finest of the lot. All right, so we're going to put out some bases. These little guys, we're going to see, we're going to go 4 to a base. And we're just going to zap them like mad. Most of these are painted by the great Jim Shaw, world-renowned famous painter. And don't like that figure there. We're going to move them to there. And so let's see what you're seeing. Okay. There we go. All right, everyone. I presume at this point there's really no one watching this video, but it is what it is. I'm quite amazed that Norm in Fort Ligonier has got, well, Ligonier, Pennsylvania. His video is over 40,000 views now. So that's pretty cool. And I thank all of you that watch, because even this video is creating money for my charity. And so as we talk about the fuzzy wuzzies, and we have the boars, then we have the dervishes and their white jibbas, And if you were at Historicon, the wargaming convention, you would have saw um, Walt and Mike and Colonel Handsome in their jibbas. Quite interesting how they took the time to make those costumes for their game. Quite impressive. And very impressive indeed. So this is quite the undertaking. Now I may not get to flock these guys with sand flocking for a long time. We'll see. We'll see how I do. But just getting them on bases will help. And really, being that these are tan wood, it wouldn't be too bad not to finish flocking them right away. So they have the Egyptians. Got them yet to put together too. So we're gonna be quite a few fuzzy wuzzies when we're done. Quite amazing how many I have. Jim Shaw is a great painter. Oh, he painted a lot of these. Actually, I think he painted all of these. Then, you know, he has a great collection is Jim Perky. His army is incredible. Gordon army and all. These are actually going together pretty good. We'll pause the camera here. Welcome back. I took a break and I worked on some more. And as you can see, we got a lot of fuzzy wuzzies. So, quite amazing. Gunga Din, Colonial War movies. There's Gunga Din, Soldiers 3, Wee Willie Winkie with Shirley Temple. Of course, we have Young Winston, Breaker Morant, Zulu and Zulu Dawn. How about The Men Who Would Be Kings? And Michael Caine and Sean Connery. That's their classics. I think what other movies, Colonial War movies there are off the top of my head. Hit quite a few just now. So, George in New Jersey and Joe in way down in the Marine Corps base. I bet you guys are not watching this anymore. But it's funny. I get all the dervishes done, then the batons. It's right now, other than flocking these, I can be really easy to pull these out of the bucket now. Place them on the table. use Howard Whitehouse's A Gentleman's War. Yeah, of course, Larry Brahm's rules. They're very good too. So, Sword and the Flame are it for many of us older folk. I know. Black powder is preferred by many nowadays. This pretty much completes my Fuzzy Wuzzies. I got a couple flag bearers in the tub, and we'll put glue on this one and get the cap on our E6000. All right, let's take a look. So we have our Fuzzy Wuzzies completed, and we got to get another piece of cardboard put under the rest of them. And then we're doing quite well on time. So, all right, everyone. That right there. And put this tub over there. So, now we're Fuzzy Wuzzies. It's amazing how fanatical these guys were. I mean, they did not fear death at all. Okay, taking these to the other side of the war game table, and the boxers, I have just a ton of them. Now, let's see about doing. Let's mount up the cavalry. Oops, sorry about that, everyone, or those of you that are watching this mindless video of nuttiness. Gotta get a piece of cardboard. All right. Thank you for sticking around. We got our cardboard. So, there we go. And I'm going to switch this to here. There we go. Oh. Now, as I plan for the next few weeks, we are doing Matthews, Virginia this weekend, and then we'll be home for a month. I have to make history videos at Fort Frederick. The Chuckleheads is next weekend. We're doing a gigantic 28mm Antietam game. I was told 10,000 figures on Walt's 12x6 table. It's going to be epic. Okay. How can you guys see, and gals? All right. So, we will start gluing these guys down. And beforehand, I'm going to lay them out. Just see where I'm at. Because I'm sure I'll have need of a leader. Right? So, There we go. There. Okay. All right. Somewhere I have figure without a horse. There it is. Okay. So let's see how we're going to line these up. So we got, these are, some of these I got from Mr. John. He's an Egyptian. Oh, there we go. He's a spearman. Okay. And then okay. And then we have our leader. And that looks to be it. So let me get my camera rearranged. And okay, everyone, we're gonna just zap these guys off. The leader, you know what? I'm gonna mount the leader on a base anyhow. There. And then there we go. And then we just zap these guys off. Some glue. E6000. So we have our mounted Bedouins. I don't have a lot, really, but I'm happy with what I do have. I amazed at the amount of figures that Mr. John has at his shop. I mean, you watch my videos, it's just mind blowing the amount of stuff he has, and not just figures, but terrain and everything in general. It's just really quite amazing. Okay, so we have our leader, and then our few mounted that I have, which is fine. Maybe I can get the chuckleheads to play a 54mm game someday. So next, we're going to do our Egyptians. Gordon of Khartoum. And that's another Colonial War movie, everyone. We forgot Gordon of Khartoum. That's a classic of itself with great Charlton Heston. Okay, so we go here, here, there, and then there, there, and there we go. And we have one Egyptian leader. That works out pretty good. I will glue these guys down. Jim Shaw did such a great job on these. Really did. These are just stunning. The Egyptian cavalry. Couldn't ask for better painting on these. We have our leader, think I should have a giant chucklehead flocking party where I invite Kevin and Walt and everybody over and just flock figures for the day. It would take us a lot, but it'd still take quite a few hours. So, yeah. The Fall In is coming up in November. I'm going to be running the gigantic Fort William Henry game. I'll also be doing it in at Barrage, but in a smaller set because of spacing. Can't do the full scale one. But it will still be cool. Still be cool. And we're getting our Lancers. And there we go. And for some reason, the silver on these has been flaking off a bit. But oh, the last of the British cavalry. Get them. Someday I'll have to take the silver paint, touch them up a little. All right. These still have individual tags on them from a boar or a Zulu game I ran with them a year ago. That's how long ago it was when I used these. Now, then we have a British leader. We're going to put him on his own base. And our Egyptian leader on one base. Now, these are the camel pack train guys. Jim Shaw did just an incredible job with these. These things are stunning. Here they are. And I need more tiles. I've got to pause the camera. All right, everyone. We got a lot done. And a lot of figures based. We'll work on more in the next coming week or two. And I'm going to say thank you for watching this crazy video. We have a lot of Bedouins, and I bet there's a couple hundred boxers. So that's going to take a while to get those boxers done up. And I'm going to need more basswood. All right. Stay safe. Be kind. Be courteous. Thank you for watching. I don't even know if this will get 50 views, but thanks anyhow. Have a wonderful weekend.